On the previous videos, we've created the different pieces of our character. But from this point on, we'll start polishing them and giving them shape. Let's start on this strap. And let's follow the next steps. First, duplicate the subtool. Duplicate, in case we need it. Because what we'll do is to remove all these other pieces. We'll leave only what we need. That way, it'll become easier to work. So I think it's a better way to proceed. If I hide the piece and hit Ctrl-Shift-X, what it's gonna do is to bring back all the geometry connected to that piece, which is what I've just done. And once we have the strap only, we can delete the rest using delete hidden. We have to check that the strap is in the right place, with the right thickness. And once we know we won't move it from there, then we start adding subdivisions. For all the pieces of the character, I'll reach a maximum of 5 subdivisions. From that point on, we would get millions of polygons. And what we want in this case is to get a file as light as possible. In your case, if your PC can handle more than 5 subdivisions, 6, 7, or even maybe 8, I invite you then to try them out and add more details. But for the time being, I'll work with that maximum. Having said that, let's continue. Let's enable Solo for a moment. Over here we should see we've got these edges too sharp, and almost nothing in the real world is that sharp. What we'll do then is that by using a brush for smoothing, we'll smooth gently these edges. But very gently. We don't want it to smooth it too much. Over here, let's focus only on the exterior edge, since we won't need much detail on the inner one. Now, we've got more smooth edges, not so sharp, and that's what we were needing. After this, then what we'll do is to start adding wear to those edges. In order to do so, I'd recommend to use the brush clay build-up, or any type of clay. And what we'll do is to remove some sections of the geometry. That will add kind of a wear effect on the strap. Don't do it all along the piece, but just in certain areas. We can exaggerate a bit more on some areas. And this way, little by little, we can remove that feeling that the leather is completely polished. As you can see, it improves how it looks, so it doesn't look like brand new. Obviously, we do the same on the upper part. Alright, here we can see the result. We've got some edges with a lot of wear. And let's continue then. The next step is that by using them standard, or a standard, I personally prefer this one, what we'll do is to add some kind of cuts on the edges, on certain areas. Let's make a couple using this brush, since we'll make the marks using an alpha. A couple of lines around here and over here. Alright. What we'll do is by using alphas, we'll create some kind of cuts, but stronger. Let's hit Ctrl for enabling the mask, and let's change to drag rect. On alpha, we'll load a file. It's way easier if you search for these alphas in English. It's the language that you will get more results with. With the alpha enabled then on the mask, with the option drag rect, what we'll do is to add some marks. Let's try out different alphas, so in that way we don't get kind of a pattern. I think we'll use this up to this point. What we do is to invert the mask, and if we press Ctrl H, we hide the mask temporarily. This will help us visualizing what we are doing. Clay build-up could be, and start making the lines. Over here we can vary the intensity. I like more this method through alphas and masks, since that way we can add multiple strokes on the same line. This way we can also add different levels of deepness. While if we apply it on a brush, we wouldn't be able to add deepness to the lines. We would have to create a new one. Alright. That's the first alpha of wear. Let's continue with another one. Again, repeat the process. And we create different pieces. Alright? Invert and hide temporarily. By using multiple alphas, will let us vary the pattern, so it doesn't look with just one type of wear. With this level of wear is enough for me. So I'll continue with the last steps. What we'll do is to add some porosity to this piece. In that way, it doesn't look so flat, so smooth. Then let's head to Surface and apply a noise. Head to Edit. Remove the mask. Almost forgot about it. Over here, we can notice a bit the porosity. Head to Edit. Maybe a bit stronger. Let's try it out. Here, and hit OK, and hit Apply. The more polygons the geometry has, the more exact it'll apply the noise. But with this level, is more than enough. Now, I don't feel this piece so flat. The next step we'll make is to add a couple of pieces. I think it's still kind of empty, the strap, so we'll add certain models. For these straps, I've already created a couple of pieces that will add way more style, we can say. At the moment, you've got the knowledge for creating them. The first is this kind of arrow, where I've already applied some wear. It's exactly the same process, Let's decrease some subdivisions and place it where it's supposed to be. Alright, let's add then the other pieces. And this helps us to avoid leaving the strap so empty. Let's add some subdivisions to this piece. 1, 2, 3, 4. In that way, all of them have the same 5 subdivisions level, which was what I said. If all these pieces have the same subdivisions level, we can combine them within the same subtool. Simply head to merge down, merge down, and it'll combine then the pieces. Important, and I mean it, they must have the same subdivisions level, because we don't want ZBrush to delete a subdivision. Let's add some details using them standard, and we'd finish this piece. If we press first clicking on a section of the geometry, and then we press shift, what it'll do is to generate this line. And after that, if we release shift, but still holding click, voila! It generates a line, like this. Perhaps we've got it too thick. Let's do the same over here. Click, shift, and another line over here, and release shift. Do the same thing up here, click, shift. I've done it just with the transpose. And by pressing Ctrl over one of the polygroups, let's make a couple of lines more. Over here, and over here, this way, we've got the first strap. Completely ready. Hope you liked the video. As you can see, with a couple of easy steps, we can add detail to certain geometries. I want you to use these concepts you've just learned for creating the second strap located over here, and obtain a result like this. Since it is the same kind of strap, follow the same steps, except for these lines that are different. But it's something you've got the knowledge from making it. As you can see, even over here, I've reused some of the pieces. And simply, I've adjusted a bit their portions in order to make them fit. But it's exactly the same piece. This is it for the video. See you on the next one.